There we go guys, Grand Theft Auto 4 has successfully started. Okay, will it work? Oh my god guys, it actually booted. Yo, what's up guys, it's Aptrix here. Welcome back to a long awaited series where I'll be testing out the latest Winlator 8.0 on my low-end Android device. Now in today's video, we'll be testing out more games than we did before on my iQOO Z6 Lite, which has 5.4 GB of RAM and a Snapdragon 4 Gen 1 processor with Adreno 619 GPU. You guys can see I have already loaded the Winlator 8.0 on my Android device. I'll be showing you guys the best settings for this Windows emulator so that you can play games even on your low-end Android devices. Along with that, test out brand new games which we never tested out previously. With that being said, let me start off by showing you guys the performance preset that we'll be using for today's video. In terms of the preset, we'll just go ahead and select performance preset, duplicate it, afterwards tap on the edit button and make sure to set the save flags level to 0 and then tap on the OK button. That's about it. We have created our performance preset. Now we'll simply create a brand new container and you will be able to notice this device is properly laggy, like it takes some time for it to register touches. Just take a look at this. For today's video, we'll be using the latest 24.2.0 Turnip graphics driver. Now note, all of these graphics drivers are not stable, so if you face any errors, you can go with the default Turnip driver. Anyways, DX wrapper will be using the 2.4 default version, and just take a look at this. The animations are so laggy for some reasons after the Winlator 8.0 update. This did not happen previously, so I am very excited to see how well will it work out. And we also have audio driver configurations now where we can adjust the volume as well as latency. Nonetheless, video memory size will set it to 4 GB. Afterwards, go to advanced settings and here make sure to set the preset as performance 1 which we just created, Windows version as Windows 10 and all processor affinities tick mark. Once that has been done, we are all set to start testing games in our brand new Winlator 8.0 Windows emulator on a low-end Android device. So let me show you guys the games that we'll be testing out in today's video. By the way, I forgot to show you guys screen size or resolution. We'll set it to 960 by 544p. And here are all the games that we'll be testing out in today's video. We got Assassin's Creed Rogue, Grand Theft Auto 4, GTA Vice City, Just Cause 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Amazing Spider-Man 2. And if all of these games work, then you know that Winlator 8.0 has improved quite a lot. With that being said, let's start with the first game, that is going to be the Just Cause 2. Now for Just Cause 2, you'll need to set a different version of DX wrapper if your game does not load. For example, let me just go ahead and launch this game on my low-end device and show you guys if it works or not. And you guys can see it is showing me a DirectX error. Now to fix this, you simply need to exit the game, and this is specifically for those who want to play games, a bit old games like Just Cause. We'll go to DX wrapper and set the DXVK version to 0.96, and this will make sure that our game will successfully boot. And here we go guys, as I said previously, our game now successfully boots on my Android device. You can simply change DXVK versions if you face any sort of errors. There we go, Square Enix. And one great thing about Winlator 8.0 is the fact that virtual gamepad works perfectly in all games. So let me just go ahead and press the A button, and there we go, we can start a brand new game. At the top left corner, you'll be able to see the FPS that we are getting, but I am pretty sure that it will drop down quite a lot once the game actually starts. Here we go guys, the game has successfully started, and actually I'm not even joking, the performance is pretty amazing. I tested out this same game in Winlator 5.0 or 6.0 on the same low-end Android device, and I was literally getting 4 to 5 FPS. But now there has been almost 300% increase in terms of FPS, or 200%, because we are getting 12 to 18 FPS while running this game. Just take a look at these graphics, they are proper sharp, like literally more than what you would see on a PC screen, and it is properly emulatable on a low-end Android device. Though it is not a playable gameplay experience, at least it works, right? But unfortunately, Just Cause 2 is one of the least optimized games that we'll be trying out in today's video. And this is actual gameplay, by the way. Everything is being rendered properly, all the 3D graphics, even the audio output is working. With that being said, let's just go ahead and close this game and just take a look at how laggy my device has become. So yeah guys, emulating games on a low-end Android device is no joke, and still some people dare me to emulate games like GTA 5 on this device. Well, we'll do that only if GTA 4 works. So the next game that we'll be testing out is Need for Speed Most Wanted, another one of the games that I have not tested out before in Winlator Android. And here we go guys, just like that, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 is also about to start. This is the 2012 game, not the 2005. So it has very high graphics, and this was one of my favorite games to play in the old days on my low-end laptop which I used to have. By the way, I have resetted the DXVK version to DXVK 2.4 and there we go, the first crashing issue which we just saw. Let me restart the game and see if it works or not. I am pretty sure it should definitely work, but because this device only has 5.4 GB of RAM, it's not even the issue of processor, it's just that the RAM is very less. Out of the 5.4 GB of available RAM, only 2 GB is actually usable, and if I go back and open Task Manager, you will be able to see NFS Most Wanted is using almost 700 plus MB of RAM, and that's the main reason why you might face some crashing issues. Anyways, let's see if it works this time or not. So guys, here's the moment of truth. I'll just go ahead and press any key, and once again there is the crashing issue. So I guess it's not going to work on my low-end Android device. That was very unfortunate, because I know if you have at least 8 GB of RAM, that game should definitely work on your Android device. Anyways, the next game that we'll be trying out is going to be The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which previously gave very terrible FPS results. The game wouldn't even boot on the other versions of Winlator which I tested out previously. But is Winlator 8.0 better than them? Let's find out. Well, I'm immediately seeing very low FPS at the top left corner. But there we go, the game will start successfully, and I'm pretty sure it should be playable on this low-end device. The audio output also works properly. Nonetheless, let me just go ahead and skip everything and directly enter the game. And there we go, press start to begin. So I'll press any button and let's see if the FPS is actually playable. Alright, not bad at all. I am definitely seeing some improvements. Well, in 3D worlds, I am thinking that I should get around at least 10 to 15 FPS while controlling the character. But from what I am seeing, it's actually great. Like, there are no graphical issues. This is a bit surprising. Don't forget that the game which we are playing right now is supposed to be one of the AAA title of its own time, and I am getting around 12 to 15 FPS, which is pretty amazing. But there we go guys, our game has successfully started, and you will be able to notice that the graphics are pretty cool, but the FPS drop is crazy. Like, just take a look at this. We are getting almost 10 to 11 FPS when we are looking up, but once we start moving our character, the frame drop is crazy. We are only getting like 5 to 10 FPS, but still a AAA title playable on a low-end Android device. If you are a fan of Spider-Man games, you can try the older version of this game and it will run perfectly fine if you have a Snapdragon 4 Gen 1 processor. Anyways, with that being said, let me just go ahead and try out our next game. For that, we'll go to Task Manager and terminate this process. Alright guys, the next game that we'll be playing in today's video is going to be the Assassin's Creed Rogue. Another one of those games which I have tested out previously on my low-end Android device, but update means improvement in performance and stability. That's what we are here for. We want to see if the performance has improved than previously and if we get more FPS than before. So I have opened the game successfully and you will be able to see it is about to launch. Let's just go ahead and start a brand new game. Once again, this is an high-end game to be honest, and if it is playable with great FPS, then I would be really impressed. So I'll enter any random game and I'll be back once the game actually starts. So there we go guys, the game has successfully started, and I have to say it's not the best performance that I have seen of this game running on my low-end Android device. At least during this flying cutscene, I have seen Winlator Glipsy perform pretty well. But if we can manage to get around 20 to 30 FPS when I can actually control the main character, then I would be very satisfied with the improvement in performance. If not, then there hasn't really been much improvement in terms of FPS and performance. But the stability has increased quite a lot. That's going to be 100% a main factor while emulating games on these low-end Android devices. You want the emulator to be as stable as possible. But there we go, the game has successfully started, and at the top left corner you will be able to see I'm getting around 26 FPS. So there we go guys, now we can actually control our character and the FPS has dropped down to 17 or 18, not that bad at all. But in my opinion, it's just like the FPS which we were getting previously. Though once the shaders are compiled, the game becomes quite smooth, but you will be able to see the delay of when I swipe my finger across the screen. There is quite a lot of delay, which means the game is lagging a little bit. Nonetheless, it is actually a very playable gameplay experience. Like, I know many laptops that don't even give this much FPS on Assassin's Creed Rogue, and we are managing to extract all of it from this little device with Snapdragon 4 Gen 1 processor, which literally costs like $150 or $170. With all of that out of the way, let's test out our final game, which is going to be the Grand Theft Auto 4 on my low-end Android device, and it has ran previously properly on this device, I think in Winlator glitchy version, but I am unsure of the official Winlator Android. So let's find out if it actually works or not. This is the same version of GTA 4 that I test out in all of my videos, and at the beginning I got a white screen. I thought that the game had crashed, but no guys, the game was just being loaded. So yeah, definitely on low-end devices you are stressed out to see if the game actually boots or not. But there we go guys, Grand Theft Auto 4 has successfully started on my low-end Android device. Let me just go and tap on the play button and see how well does it actually work. To start off, let me modify some of the graphic settings so that we get the best amount of performance possible. I'll just go and turn all of these settings down to off or low level. Afterwards, apply the settings and go back. Now we can start testing out if this game works or not. So let's find out guys, how well will GTA 4 work on a low-end Android device inside of the Winlator 8.0, if it actually works, that is. And here we go guys, it's showing me starting a new game, the Cousins Belix. So I think this game will actually boot, which hasn't been done before, at least in the normal versions of Winlator, as well as if I tried it out on Winlator Frost, the game used to crash completely during the loading screen. I'll just go ahead and press the A button multiple times and let's see how well will this game work. Okay, will it work? Oh my god guys, it actually booted. GTA 4 actually booted on this low-end Android device, and the FPS which we are getting is not that bad at all. Like literally for the worst optimized game of all time, we are getting around anywhere from 9 to 15 to 22 FPS, and I am pretty sure that there are many laptops which can't even run GTA 4 properly, even if it is an actual PC or laptop. And this tiny little mobile is able to run it at almost 20 to 30 FPS. Just imagine you can add like low-end device and optimization mods in GTA 4 and the FPS will increase quite a lot, even more than what we are getting. And just imagine you pull up to your friends and open Winlator Android and launch GTA 4. That will be the coolest moment. They will be like, what the actual heck is going on, man? GTA 4 on an Android device, that too even on a low-end Android device, never seen before. So yeah guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification, as I upload similar videos on my channel testing out Windows emulators for Android. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.